All right, we'll start with the North Carolina Tar Heels, who with their victory today advanced to the national championship at noon on Sunday to take on the winner of the BC Northwestern game. We are joined by head coach Jenny Levy, Chloe Humphrey, who had 7 goals today, and by Sam Forrest, a redshirt junior who had 5 ground balls in today's victory. We'll start things off with Coach for an opening statement.
First of all, congratulations to Florida. Making it to the Final Four is not easy, and they've had a great season. So just to appreciate their program as an opponent that we get to see every year. And then just really happy for my team. I thought we're always able to adjust, and we did a great job adjusting today. And I have an incredible staff with Marie McCool and Kayla Wood and Maya Bartlett, who work so hard to get these guys prepared for any situation that we see. And I just thought the adjustments that we made were great. Chloe started the party and just started putting goals. Our defense locked it down, and Sophie Student was awesome on the draw today. So all aspects of our game I thought were really sharp starting by the end of the first quarter, and I thought it made a big difference for us today.
We'll start things off with questions for our student athletes. If you have a question, just pop your hand up in the air and then identify your name and your outlet for us, and we'll bring a mic to you.
Terry Foy, Inside Lacrosse. Chloe, do you mind describing the 3-goal stretch that felt like it changed the game in the early second quarter?
Yeah, the game definitely started back and forth. I mean, we have to give so much credit to Florida's defense. They gave us their best effort in the first quarter. But I think we were able to make adjustments. Marie told me how to beat my defender in front of me, so I give so much credit to her on making adjustments. And the people around me, obviously, Ashley and I came out in a face guard, which is frustrating, but we both learned how to use that to our advantage. So I think my teammates were just putting the ball in my stick, which made it so much easier. And Eliza Osborne and Caroline Godin, they were to credit for those 2 goals that kind of gave us the momentum run. So definitely giving them credit to that.
Brian Iguana with the Daily Tar Heel. Chloe, you had 7 goals today. That's your career high. You also passed the single-season goals record for UNC. Was there a moment throughout your lacrosse career that you kind of knew you had a knack for scoring goals?
I think my dad would always tell me in 3rd grade, there was kind of no off button. It was kind of just getting the ball in the back of the net. And I've just naturally always had that, even little pee-wee soccer. But it's awesome to just see how I've developed with the people around me. And through every team, through Darien, this program, it's just pushed me to be the best player and person, teammate that I ever could have imagined. So that's the reason that I can still continue to elevate my game, is just the people around me, and they're just so awesome, and it's so fun being a part of this team. But I definitely couldn't do it without them.
Kenny Dijon from USA Lacrosse. Sam, even in the first quarter, a lot of what Florida was doing still seemed unsettled and a little bit kind of helter-skelter. What was it about what you guys were able to do that just kept them constantly almost scrambling for the ball?
Yeah, I mean, Jenny always talks about us playing Velociraptor defense and just being all over them, pressure out. We win the 20s, we try to get on their hands, and it's just about trying to be aggressive but also clean at the same time, and I think that helps us a lot organize. It helps us organize quicker and get slides sent quicker and just anticipate their next move, and I think that was a driving factor in the momentum switch in the first quarter where we stopped letting them score goals, and yeah, it's just our Velociraptor defense.
Terry.
Sam, obviously a lot of this year has been about the kind of new additions, the folks that returned from injury, and the way in which last year was a foundation for this year. So in some ways it seems kind of symbolic that you beat Florida today after they ended your season last year. How did you guys reflect on that, or how did you think about it heading into this game?
Yeah, I mean, it was heartbreaking last year losing to Florida. We all wanted to go further than we did, and we had so many injuries. It was heartbreaking for everyone on and off the field, but we just used that to not get mad but get even. We wanted to cash our check and make sure that we got our revenge on them and finish our strong season and keep going into the next game. But it was mostly just it was a motivation for us because we wanted to get our win back.
Any final questions for the student athletes?
Matt Kinnear, Inside Lacrosse. Chloe, obviously 7 goals, and but what was it like seeing Nicole score there toward the end of the game?
Yeah, that honestly, like Ashley and I just looked at each other like, oh my God, this girl has been through so much between her foot injury, flying across the country to only hear that she wasn't able to play her season. So it was kind of just a full circle moment for her, like all of her hard work and recovery, while it hasn't paid off in the ways that she expected it to, like that goal just says so much about her character and that she's relentless. Like this girl will not stop. She has a barely functioning foot and she's still running midfield for like 10 minutes straight. So it just goes to like show so much about her character and just how badly she wants to be here and her dedication to this team.
Last question.
Hi, Brett Abrams with the Fayetteville Observer. Chloe, you guys have had a great season, but what does it feel like to be able to compete for a national championship, especially alongside your sisters?
Yeah, I think Jenny can attest to this. I walked into the Carolina lacrosse camp in 6th grade, and my eyes were like as bright as they could be. In 6th grade, that was when I decided I want to win a national championship for the University of North Carolina, and that's just driven my passion for the game for I don't know how many years, since 6th grade. So just to be here I have to pinch myself every day, and to put on that performance that we did today, I wouldn't want to do it with any other team and people around me. So we have one more game and we're going to give it everything that we have. And this team, I'm telling you, has a lot to give.
Ladies, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
You need me still? Yeah. Okay.
We have further questions for Coach.
Good job, Sammy.
Coach, obviously as the season goes on, players gain experience, they learn the systems. At what point did this team maybe stop feeling like such a young team like it was coming into the season? Or has it felt like it's no longer a young team, to use air quotes?
I would say more of an experienced team. Obviously, there's a lot of freshmen or, redshirt freshmen who didn't play last year who contributed today. But, even going into our first game of the season against JMU, to our first ACC game of the season, to, heading out to Northwestern for that. Like, we've been progressing and working on our craft since last year. And, coming into today's game, we haven't been in this environment with them. The ACCs were one thing, and then walking in Gillette Stadium with all the stuff that was going on today, I had no idea. And the timing was all different. And our kids warmed up in like 15 minutes, and we still had 10 minutes in the warm up clock. And I'm looking at them like, why don't you guys go back in the locker room, go do something? Because they did not want to warm up anymore. They were ready to play, and. So I don't know. I approach every game with an open mind to help them solve problems on the field as they come up. My whole staff does, and so we are taking our cue from them and what they need in these moments. And they've continued to impress. They've been poised, they've been confident, and they've been relentless. And that is I think who they are as competitors. And not to mention they're just great human beings, and they get along so well and really lift each other up. So it's been a great, great ride for us.
Hi, Jenny. You have obviously a lot of newcomers, as has been said. One of them with a lot of experience is Olivia Vergano. Can you just talk a little bit about what she's brought to this team and why she's here?
Yeah, Verg's been great. She, we needed a lefty in the transfer portal last year. It was something that was glaring for us last year, knowing that we had a couple of freshmen coming in that were lefties, but not a veteran attacker. And, Verg's just open every day to learning, working hard. She's a great teammate. She pinches herself every day that she gets to be where she is with the people that she's doing it with. And I think sometimes a reset for some athletes is really positive, and they can make a positive impact on your environment too, because they have just a different perspective. So she's been amazing. She's also an incredible human, great teammate, hard worker. She's learning every day. She's just getting better and better every day. So she just gives us her heart all the time. So she's been a joy to coach.
Tessalonji, Daily Tar Heel. Coach, your team scored their 372nd goal this season today, which is a UNC single season goal record. Can you talk about like when this season you realized that this offense was something special?
Well, we knew the potential of it when you look at it on paper, whether it's, Chloe and then Ashley, played last year for us. So she had a semester under her belt and how we like to do things, and she learned a lot. And then obviously bringing Marissa back from injury, and then the midi, getting Kaylee Waters back. Kaylee Waters. Getting Kaylee Harden back from injury, and then the influx of our freshmen, Eliza Osborne and Kate Levy. Like, those guys have just given us so much depth. So we knew how great they would be and their potential. We just didn't know when it would be realized. And so we work hard every day just to make sure our fundamentals are sharp and our how we want to play the game is reinforced on a day in, day out basis. But they're just, when you have really talented players with great sticks and you give them the freedom to create, those make some really magic moments for not only them but also the people watching.
Final question, we'll go to Terry.
Jenny, the 2-goal first quarter was the lowest since the first Boston College game. What about it felt similar, and what about it felt different?
Just getting into a rhythm offensively where, you're not impatient and, everyone's touching the ball and you're starting taking the shots you want to take instead of taking the shots they want you to take. So I didn't really flash back to the BC game. It's a really long game, as everybody knows. It doesn't get played inside 2 hours, unfortunately. So there's just so much time on the clock at that point. So we were just looking to try to get into rhythm, make a few adjustments to, listen, Farler already played us this year. So, of course, they're going to come out in something different. We weren't sure whether they're in double face guard or zone, or you just didn't know until we knew. And then once we knew, we started making some adjustments. So I didn't worry about it, quite honestly. I thought we finished the quarter strong. I think, was it 4-4 after, maybe 2-4? Oh, 2-4, and then we tied it up pretty quick. So there's no panic. We work through it and see what we can make of it.
Coach, thanks. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for Daily Tar Heel being here. Yeah.